Well, hi, I'm Alan with the Spokane Plant Farm, and thought we'd do a little quick introduction on how to propagate our purple passion plant. Now, somebody may be saying, what's the Latin name on it? And I'm going to tell you, we really don't want to say it, but it's part of the Gynura family, and so obviously we'll just leave it at that. A relatively simple plant to propagate. You could run into some problems if you don't use root tone on it. Root tone, of course, is just a rooting powder. And there's a lot of different brands, of course, but I've put a little bit in this container already. It's a little easier to use. I'm just going to take my 2 cuttings, and that's what I'm going to use in the pot. I'm going to dip them in our rooting powder, and then I'll just insert them right into this little pot. Pretty important that we get the moisture around it. We want to get good soil to stem contact on this. So I'm going to fill that pot with water, sitting in this saucer. We're going to let it sit there for a little bit. And then really, I think for most of you, and maybe not all, but most of you, it's going to do you good to actually take this plant and set it back in this container. If you're down in the South Country and maybe you have a lot of humidity already, it might not be necessary with this particular plant, but let's just say that it is necessary. So we're going to set it in this. It's going to become a little mini greenhouse right on our windowsill. We're going to seal it up, and then we're going to watch this, because what's going to happen is this bag, of course, is going to collect heat and it's going to collect humidity. And if we get a little too much on this plant, because it does have this little furry look to it right here, if we get too much humidity, I just want you to open the bag up and let some of that humidity out through the course of an afternoon. But let's say for 3 to 5 days, we're going to leave that in a high humidity environment, sitting in our windowsill, and we should be able to generate some roots. Given about 10 and perhaps 14 days, you start seeing some roots forming on your cuttings. I'm Alan at the Spokane Plant Farm, and I hope you have a good day.